How Apple built the most profitable business model in history. Imagine selling a phone that costs around $500 to manufacture, and selling it for over $1,200. Then, convincing that exact same customer to buy your smartwatch, your wireless earbuds, your laptop, pay you a monthly fee for cloud storage and media services, and keep coming back every single time you release something new. Most companies fight tooth and nail just to acquire a customer once. Apple barely has to. Today, Apple makes less than 20% of the world's smartphones, yet captures the overwhelming majority of the entire industry's profits. How? It wasn't luck. It wasn't just slick marketing or minimalist design. It wasn't even strictly the iPhone itself. Apple quietly built a business model so powerful that competitors routinely copy its hardware features, but almost nobody can copy the invisible economic system running underneath. And once you understand that system, you will never look at Apple or consumer tech the same way again. Every single September, millions of people queue outside stores or refresh web pages at midnight for the newest Apple product. Sometimes, it's only incrementally different from the version sitting in their pocket. Yet demand barely flinches. Investors treat Apple like a safe haven asset. Customers passionately defend the brand online. Competitors fear their product rollouts. Because Apple isn't simply selling hardware. It's operating one of the greatest economic engines ever assembled. Let's break down exactly how Apple built the most profitable business model in human history. Part 1. Apple doesn't sell products, the walled garden. Most technology companies think like traditional manufacturers. Build a standalone device, sell it to a customer, collect the cash, and figure out how to find a new customer tomorrow. Apple thinks completely differently. Every product is engineered with a primary job, to increase the value of every other Apple product you OWN. Buy an iPhone. Now AirPods pair instantly with zero setup. Your Apple Watch unlocks your Mac desktop without typing a password. Photos taken on your phone appear instantly on your iPad. Messages sync across every screen flawlessly. Files travel seamlessly through AirDrop. Suddenly, every new device you buy makes your existing devices better, and vice versa. This creates what economists call a network effect within a single user's life, often referred to as the walled garden. And walled gardens create massive switching costs. Imagine trying to leave Apple today. You aren't just buying a Samsung or Google phone. You have to replace your watch, your wireless earbuds, your laptop environment, your cloud backup setup, your app purchases, your smart home controls, even your daily muscle memory. The cost to leave becomes financial, technical, and deeply psychological. Apple doesn't lock you in with legal contracts. It makes staying so convenient and leaving so frustrating that you choose to stay voluntarily. That single strategic shift changed everything. Part 2. Premium pricing without apology. Value-based pricing. Most tech companies compete on price and specs. They ask, how cheaply can we manufacture this to undercut the market? Apple asks, how much premium value can we build into this experience so customers pay top dollar? This is value-based pricing and perceived status. Luxury brands like Rolex or Louis Vuitton have understood this for over a century. Higher prices often increase perceived value. Apple took luxury pricing principles and seamlessly applied them to mass-market consumer technology. Minimalist, weighted packaging. Architectural, glass and wood retail stores. Surgical-grade aluminum and titanium finishes. High production value keynotes. Even the simple act of unboxing an iPhone feels like an event. Customers aren't just buying silicon microprocessors or OLED screens. They are buying status, simplicity, and identity. Carrying a phone with a recognizable design quietly signals prestige and tech literacy. Whether that perceived status is real or not doesn't matter. What matters is that belief drives pricing power. While competitors race to the bottom in discount wars with razor-thin margins, Apple comfortably commands gross margins above 40%. They raise prices, strip accessories from the box, and customers still form queues around the block. Part 3. The real profit engine. High-margin services. Here is where the business model turns into a money machine. Apple's greatest financial evolution of the past decade wasn't a physical product. It was services. Consider what hundreds of millions of users pay Apple for every single month. iCloud storage, Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Care Plus. The App Store, a 15% to 30% cut on digital goods. Apple Pay transaction fees. Apple One bundle subscriptions. Every 30 days, millions of credit cards are billed automatically. No raw materials to extract. No physical manufacturing plants. No international shipping containers. No physical inventory sitting in warehouses. Just near pure, high-margin, recurring subscription revenue. Wall Street adores subscription revenue because it is predictable, scalable, and carries profit margins vastly higher than physical hardware. The iPhone is no longer just a standalone product. It's the gateway hardware to an ever-expanding services ecosystem. Once Apple sells you the phone once, they earn revenue from you every month for years to come. This turned Apple from a pure hardware vendor into a recurring subscription titan. Part 4. Total strategic control, vertical integration. Most technology companies rely on an intricate web of third-party vendors. Microsoft makes software, but relies on Dell, HP, or Lenovo for hardware, and Intel or AMD for processors. Android builds operating systems, but relies on dozens of phone makers to deploy them. Apple demands total vertical integration. Apple designs its own custom silicon chips, like the M series and A series. It writes its own operating systems, iOS, macOS. It runs its own distribution channels, Apple stores and direct web storefronts. It controls its own payment platforms and customer service channels. This creates two massive competitive advantages. Perfect hardware-software harmony. Because Apple builds both the chip and the software running on it, its devices deliver better battery life, higher performance, and smoother optimization with less RAM than competitors with higher raw specs. Profit protection. By cutting out third-party component suppliers, chip designers, OS licensors, and middleman distributors, Apple captures every single fraction of profit that usually gets split among half a dozen different corporations. Vertical integration is insanely expensive and difficult to execute at scale, making it almost impossible for rivals to copy. Part 5. Artificial scarcity and event marketing, the anxiety engine. Every September, like clockwork, the tech industry halts. Rumors are deliberately dripped out over months. Leaked CAD renders flood the internet. Tech journalists write thousands of speculative articles. Then, Apple hosts a polished, cinematic presentation. Millions tune in live. News outlets cover it like world events. YouTubers create hundreds of hours of reaction content. Apple achieves billions of dollars in publicity without spending a cent on traditional advertising for the launch event. Furthermore, Apple uses controlled supply and scarcity architecture, launching signature new colors each year to make last year's model look visually obsolete. Staggering release dates between standard and pro-tier models. Carefully managing launch inventory so products remain backordered for weeks. Limiting instant availability taps into fundamental human psychology. What is scarce is desirable. People don't just buy Apple products when their old phone breaks. They actively anticipate the upgrade cycle, turning a routine purchase into an annual cultural ritual. Part 6. The self-reinforcing ecosystem, the business flywheel. When you assemble all these pieces together, you get what business strategists call a compounding business flywheel. Here is how the machine perpetuates itself. Superior design and marketing attract a high-value customer base. That massive base of affluent users attracts top-tier software developers who build their best apps for iOS first. A richer app catalog makes the Apple ecosystem even more attractive to users. High customer satisfaction leads to unmatched brand loyalty and retention. Loyal users buy secondary hardware, watches, iPads, Macs, AirPods. A multi-device owner naturally subscribes to Apple services, iCloud, Apple Music, Apple Care. Massive cash flow from hardware and services feeds billions back into R&D and custom chip development. Better technology creates superior products, and the cycle speeds up. Once a flywheel of this size reaches full momentum, even minor product releases generate tens of billions in revenue. Conclusion. People often point to the original iPhone launch in 2007 as Apple's greatest moment. While the iPhone revolutionized technology, Apple's true masterpiece wasn't a piece of glass and aluminum. Its greatest invention was the business system itself. A system where every product sells another product. Every customer yields higher lifetime value. Every service fee adds high-margin recurring income. Every dollar reinvested creates a wider moat around its garden. Apple didn't just win by making great technology. It won by building an unassailable economic architecture. And in the business world, the product might attract the customer, but it's the underlying system that builds an empire. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit the like button and subscribe for our next deep dive into the hidden business models shaping the modern world.